I'm doing today. And so this is what we got so far. I'm going to sit it down sideways. This is what we got so far. We put the motherboard in. We put in a flash card reader. I was having problems with that. And what I did with that was there wasn't a hole for it. So I actually cut one in the metal case. There was a slot for it. But then in the back, on the inside, there wasn't any room. So I had to cut a little square out in the front. Just took the cover off and cut that out. There wasn't any mounting screws. So I drilled one on each side, put in a mounting screw. I'm starting to put in the cooling system. Got a Kingwin cooler up here with a reservoir in it, but it's real small. And then so I added a secondary reservoir so it'll hold a lot of fluid. And I started adding the tubes for that. And this tube here is going to take the water out of the reservoir, pump it into the Kingwin cooler. And then there's an outlet here. You can't see it. That's not hooked up yet. The coolant's going to come out of there. And it's going to go into the video card, which will be here. Then it's going to come out of the video card and go into the central processing unit. Then it's going to go from the central processing unit down to the radiator. Got like a little radiator down here I installed. It's not real easy to see, but that's it right there. And there's another feed from that, and that's going to come out of there and go back into the top, into the Kingwin cooler. Also added a 500 watt power supply. That's right here. I like it because it's got a mesh cover on it. It was rated well, and it's going to have red LEDs. So it's going to have red LEDs. It's going to have red LEDs here. This is going to have red LEDs here. I wanted to add an air filter, but there's a plastic black cover. I took the plastic black cover off. It just comes off like that. There's another hook off here. And I might as well take it all the way off. There's two on the bottom. And I just screwed it on. This comes off. And that's my air filter that I hope keeps dust out of the computer. So that's what we got so far. And we got a whiny dog. The dog wants attention. No, you're not getting any. And might as well put it down again. The processor will go here. That's going to be the processor. One corner of the processor usually is different. This one's a square. And this corner needs other cut angles. There's a little lever there. I'm not going to touch anything. If you do this, you want to wear an anti-static strap. And just pull the lever up to put the chip in. Well, I ground myself, and then that way I can show you. You pull this little lever up, put your processor in, push the lever down. Then there's a cooler that goes on top that's going to be attached to these hoses to cool it. Where you want in all switches, they're here. There's usually pinouts at the bottom. They plug into that. This is your floppy drive cable here. That's where you attach your floppy drive. These are IDE cables. Here, that's where you attach your CD-ROM drives. 1 and 2. Usually there's jumpers on there, and you can attach 2 CD-ROM drives or a CD-ROM and a hard drive per cable. But if you have a high-speed hard drive, you should only have one on each cable. These here are your memory slots. There's 4. They hold 1 megabyte each. I haven't put any memory in. These are your cables that hook up your power supply. I hook those up. The new configuration with this, where there's a 4 and a 2 pin. You can slide them together like that. They plug into your motherboard. One of the newer Pentium 4 type motherboards, there's a processor, because the processors are using about 80 watts now. They're using a lot of wattage. And there's a separate one for the video card. This computer can use 2 video cards. It's an SLI motherboard. And so that's what we have so far.